have the privilege and pleasure of being the first person at the microphone today. This is my favorite event of the year. I can tell you this, because in this room are people that are movers and shakers and are doing such wonderful work in their corner of our world. We have administration from the city of Lake Forest and the visit of Lake Bluff, the village of Lake Bluff. We have Mike Sosulski, who is the brand new president of the college. Mike, raise your hand there. Love this, with Jackie Slats. We have Seamus Collins. Seamus, where are you? There he is, way back there in the corner. Seamus heads up that gorgeous Northwestern hospital that is being transformed, and it has even more of a name now. And of course, all of this is going to be coming to the forefront in the next few weeks as it opens its fabulous new facilities. We also have 400, we ended up the year with 485 members, which is, yeah. We are very, very proud of that. And it ranges from solopreneurs, as we call them, all the way to the largest institutions in our area. And we're very grateful for your support of our work on your behalf. And I wanted to give you just a little rundown, if I could, just to look back quickly on 2025 and what we're looking forward to in 2026. So the year ended with the 485 members. We had more than 60 events during the year that ranged from networking events, the monthly networking events that we have, to things that we did, ribbon cuttings and celebrations of a variety of types, and also events for the community, communities, but we call this the greater community, and we're so thrilled to be able to do those. We also did special promotions for businesses of all types, ranging from service businesses to those that are retail, to those that might be residential care, or, you know, all sorts of things. I know that we have people in the continuing care category in this room too, and we are so grateful for all of you, and of course the hospital and others, for working on our health, and we appreciate that. And then we had special promotions that were just because we needed to, like what we called the Deer Path and Bank Lane endeavors to try to keep people coming to all those stores and businesses there. We called it distraction from disruption is what we called it. But at any rate, we were very happy as to how that went, but also very happy at the results of it all, because it is fabulous. So if you have not by now, you should have. Today might not be the day to actually look at everything quite in the right way, but I would say go down there and take a look, and be sure to head back to some of those businesses that might have been off the beaten path for a while for you. The other thing that we did last year was we started, and our honoree today, Scott Phelps, was one of the people who was instrumental in this as well. We started something to help promote, well, we done quite a bit for nonprofits, and I'll tell you about that in a moment, but we also have done something very important with some other partners, and that is start Arts Link North, which is a way to promote all the arts and cultural institutions. It started just in our communities a few years ago. And when Scott came back to me, what was it, 2 years ago now, and said, you know what, can we start this up again now that COVID's over? And the answer was sure. And when we brought people in for the meeting, there were people at the table from the region. We had Ravinia there. We had the Marriott Lincolnshire there, the Wayfarer Theater there. We had all these institutions, but also these efforts that are arts and cultural related. And what we did was we got wonderful support. And I'm very proud of the role that we took in this too, and Scott. But we created a website. So it's artslinknorth.com. And if you go there, you'll find little cards on your tables that have a QR code that will take you there. But it promotes 64 entities now. And this past month, we had 80 events on it. And it is a way to find out what's happening everywhere in the region here. There are several of you in this room who are participating. Anyway, so we have that, so we're very proud of that. And we've also looked at other ways that we can be helpful to you going forward. So this is where we need your help. What you'll find on your table today is a couple of things. First, I wanted to bring to your attention the blue cards. If you've got a question for our speakers, we're not going to do hands raised. We're going to do these cards. We'll collect them from you. If you have a question that you want to ask them, bring it on and put it on this card. And then what we'll do is we have staff in the back who can come around and pick these up from the table. So just raise your hand with the blue card and they will come and get it from you. But the other thing I wanted to bring to your attention is the yellow card. I'm particularly interested in this one because we're asking your input. What would you like to see us do more of? What is working for your business or your entity, and what would be more beneficial? Something that we can add to the mix. And I'll tell you two things, and then I'm going to give up my microphone. But one of the things that we're doing this year is called Eat, Shop, Play, Work, and Learn. And this is, it is something that we've been posting a long time. And I'm going to do a shout out to our staff in the back. Back there we have Susan Cassanda and Sarah Lockhart. And I know Kirsten Casperson is out front, so be sure to say hello to her. But Sue is Member Services, and Sarah is our wonderful communications manager. So one of the things that we talked about doing, there has been Eat, Shop, Play for a while. And that shows up with all of your events and activities that we learn of. We put that on social media. What we're doing is expanding that. So now it's going to be a communication, and we're going to build a mailing list of citizens who want to know what's going on, and we want you to send to us what you have in terms of events. I'm looking at a couple of educators back there, but educational events, ways that the public can come and learn something. It's also work. If you have jobs, if you have internships, if you have something that you would like people to know about, send it to us. Then also the events. All different types of events. And if you have a restaurant, I think Paul Pasek is here from Le Colonial. Paul, are you here? Oh, I don't see him. Okay. So at any rate, from the restaurants, let us know what you have coming up. Anyway, give it to us. And you will find it if you follow the QR code on the bottom of the sheet that has the list of our board of directors and staff. There's a QR code at the bottom. That will take you to the homepage of our website. And if you're looking at your phone now, that's okay if you're doing this. But at any rate, go to it. On the homepage, you'll find a link to go to Eat, Shop, Play, the way it's going to look when you get it in your inbox. And it's literally just going to be your flyers, one right after the other, promoting what you're doing. I'm looking at Amy Wagliardo back there, and Gorton is always doing something. So, you know, that we want to have all of it so that this is a way that you can get the information and send it out to people that you would like to have come in your doors. And we'll be doing that on the second and fourth Thursdays of each month. So definitely let us know on the yellow sheet. Answer those questions for us if you would on the yellow card. Leave it on the table. You don't have to worry about waving that around. Just leave it on the table for us because we'd like to know what else you want to do. The other thing that I'm just going to close with is that it is the 250th anniversary year. And we're very happy to be working with both communities on special events that will be taking place in honor of the special anniversary this year. But I'll tell you what we're doing it. We're giving a little bit of a different twist so that in July, instead of just being a summer sales celebration, what we're doing is calling it, and I thought of this late one night, and I thought I was delirious. But anyway, they wrote it down, and I looked at it the next morning. I thought, oh, not bad. So we're going to call it Celebration of Independence, but not ENCE. It's going to be ENTS. And it's going to be Celebration of Independence, which is a lot of your businesses and stores. And you may be affiliated with a large brand, but you are our store. You're our storefront. We want the sales tax to go to our towns, and we want the support to go to keeping these storefronts filled and open, and that's a wonderful thing. So, Celebration of Independence, 250 ways to think local first. And that's something that we want you to tell us what kinds of things you're doing. And in terms of, as I'm looking at Eileen Luby here, in terms of some of the topics that we'd like to see on these yellow cards, it might be things that you would like to see discussed. And it might be, in the case of some of the businesses here, succession. I'm looking at Eileen Luby, whose father was, of course, and still is, John Luby of Lake Forest Flowers. I'm looking at the Lynch family back there. And, you know, there's Max Lynch, who is coming into Lynch Construction with his family. And Max is also one of the primary people in our car show, and we're so thrilled for that. But as I look at this, and as you think of topics that we might cover, put that down. You know, we'd like to see that. So we'll be doing that for the 250th. The entire month of July is going to be that celebration of independence. So you send us things, because what we'd love to see is to be able to put out for you, even one a day, a focus or a showcase on a business or an entity. And that's leading up to Lake Forest Day, of course. I'm looking at Tom Marks' head over there. And Tom Marks. So at Lake Forest Day, which of course is the first week of August, but we really, really would like to get your input. So be sure to do that for us. Okay, and that's it for me. And what I would love to do is now be able to turn over the microphone to one of the wonderful people that we have affiliated with us on our board of directors. And this is our current president, Mike Adams. Mike.
Thank you, Joanna. Happy New Year, everybody. I hope that 2026 is off to a great start for you and your family and friends. It's nice to have the holidays behind us and get back to it here. So I'm honored to serve on the board, and along with a lot of the folks that are serving on our board, what I want to do is take a moment to introduce our current board members and also recognize those that have termed off, if you will. And if you could hold your applause to the end, and what I'll do is ask everybody that I named to stand that are here, and then we'll take it from there. So starting with our fellow board officers, Vice President Joan Lynch, President of Lynch Construction. Treasurer Chamila Banks, Lake Forest Branch Manager of Lake Forest Bank and Trust. Secretary Michelle Breeze-Nichols, owner of North Shore Sports Cars. And then past President Rick Young, who could not be here today, the COO of Chicago Comic Book. The other board members, directors Matt Brueggemann, owner Floatstone Flotation Therapy. Drew Irvin, one of our speakers today, village administrator, Village of Lake Bluff. Chris Morgan, a new board member, owner, True Value Hardware, Cards and Gifts. Jennifer Muscat, co-founder of Full Bloom Memory Care. We all know Kathleen O'Hara, board president, Lake Bluff History Museum. Melissa Oakley, chief communications officer for Lake Forest School Districts 67 and 115. Paul Passig, who I don't believe is here, general manager, La Coloniale. Jackie Slatz, vice president for strategic initiatives and career advancement, Lake Forest College. Peter Villanueva, Vice President, the Federal Savings Bank, and Jason Wishaw, City Manager, City of Lake Forest. Also, I would like to acknowledge the contributions, as I said earlier, of the board members who ended their terms of office at the end of 2025. They are Heather Jupuntich of Lake Forest Bank and Trust, Annie Royster-Lenski of Don McKenna Group, Dr. Jacob McNamara of MC2 Health and Wellness, and Sarah Lynn Zadralik of La Coloniale. We are very grateful for their participation, the support, just the contributions, the time, and just everything that they gave, both current members and past members. And we're just very grateful for that, so thank you. And now for our next event, the Community Leadership Award. Each year for the past 25 years, the Chamber has presented a Community Leadership Award to a local business that has exemplified a commitment to community participation and involvement. Award recipients have ranged from major corporations to small independent businesses. And this year, we are very happy to be offering the award to our own Lake Forest Citadel Theater. Founded 23 years ago in Lake Forest by Scott and Ellen Phelps, Citadel Theater was created to bring professional, high-quality theater to the North Shore. What began as a focused vision has grown into a cultural institution known for meaningful storytelling and deep community connection. Today, Citadel is a cornerstone of the Lake Forest and Lake Bluff arts community. Through its main stage, educational, and theater for young audience productions, Citadel has presented hundreds of performances serving audiences of all ages. Its impact is reflected in its 650 loyal subscribers and 7 Equity Jeff Award nominations just in the past 5 years. Critics consistently celebrate Citadel as a gem of the Chicago area theater scene, praising the company's powerful playwrights, skillful directing, and noting that all productions Citadel Theater puts on are terrific. This strong community support is also reflected in Citadel's annual fundraising gala, an elevated event attended by more than 300 guests, which this year will take place on September 26th, if you want to write that down. Citadel Theater's leadership extends well beyond the stage through meaningful and lasting community partnerships. Collaborations with organizations like Croya, Lake Forest Open Lands, Art Links North, Lake Forest Country Day School, local libraries, the Lake Forest History Center, and local restaurants, including this very Oaken Bistro and Chief's Pub, strengthen connections across the entire region. Through its Citadel's Cares program, Citadel provides free tickets to groups including the USO, American Association of University Women, North Chicago Community Partners, Reading Power, local churches, and low-income schools. In addition, Citadel welcomes students from our local school districts and surrounding communities for educational field trips and post-show talkbacks, while offering discounted group performances for senior centers, retirement communities, women's clubs, and other civic organizations, proving year after year that this little theater on North Shore with a big heart leads by example in community engagement and access. It is our great pleasure to present the 2026 Community Leadership Award to Scott and Ellen Phelps of Citadel Theater.
Uh, 23 years ago, we lived in Lake Forest. We raised 4 kids here in this community. We created a lot of family, friends in this community. I look around the room and I see a lot of them here. And the one thing that was missing was a live professional theater. I didn't want to selfishly go downtown Chicago and fight the Edens and parking and expense at rush hour. You have 2 hours that you have to get to the curtain, right? So I thought, well, Ellen, why don't we start our own theater? How hard can it be? Matter of fact, I want to mention, anybody on the succession topic that Joanna talked about, anybody want to run a live theater company? At 68, it's hard to climb the ladders today. But seriously, the road has been full of adventures, memories, laughter, some tears. The stories that we tell on our stage hopefully are full of redemption and hope. And the thing about art is it doesn't take sides. It doesn't accuse, it doesn't blame. The last show that we did, Miracle on South Division, was about what they thought was a Catholic family that turned out to be a Jewish family at the end. And the twists and turns that this play took, and the laughter and the tears that the audience had while we found this discovery. There was Democrats in the room, there was Republicans in the room, there was Jewish people, Christians. It didn't matter. We were telling a story about us, what it is to be human. And art does that very well. So I'm very proud to be part of Arts Link North, elevating music, visual arts, dance, and performing arts in our community. It's huge, guys, it's huge, and it's always positive, or it should be. I want to thank our table, our staff, everybody wave there. I could not do this alone. Mike mentioned the relationships that we've started in open lands at Croya, Todd. We're working on a project right now where we can bring kids into the theater, have them see theater, and have a talk back afterwards. It's a play called Admissions. And anybody that has juniors, seniors in high schools that are looking for colleges, it's so good. This play is so good. So every Thursday is talkback night. We do Wednesday matinees for the senior centers that come in. We definitely try to integrate into the community. Matter of fact, when we lived in Lake Forest, the actors used to come to our house and change into costume and then walked across the street to open lands. And we would tell a story along the trails in open lands. But we've been at Woodlands, we've been at Ellowa, we've been throughout the community making relationships, talking to our audience members. That's the joy, is meeting friends, developing relationships, and growing this community that Ellen and I absolutely love. So thank you for allowing us to do theater, our passion, in this community. It's really our life work, so thank you guys.
Thank you, Scott and Ellen. That was beautiful. I'm sorry I've missed some of those productions. I have to start paying attention a little more. Arts Link North it is. Well done, Joanna. Thank you.